So Sociable Soccer is a very big football game. It's totally cross-platform, so it will be out on Steam Early Access initially, and then go to other platforms. So in the game, for the launch on Early Access, we can just show the kind of game modes we have. So we have single player and multiplayer friendlies. These work with the club sides we just showed. Also they work with national sides, so you have like different countries. Actually there's 230 countries in the game, including some of these rather special unaffiliated countries. So we have like the Vatican City actually has a team, so does Greenland, and so does Tibet up here. So we feature these strange countries, which gives us more countries than most football games, as well as the regular ones. We also have the classic custom teams. So these are kind of a nod back to Sensible Soccer really. So you've got like Chinese food versus kebab shop. We can show you this. So you've got like for Chinese food, you have like prawn cracker, chow mein, pork ball. You have the very famous player cheeseburger, plays for kebab shop. So like these kind of characters. And the point of these teams is that they're there for fun, and they're totally editable by the users. So you can change them to the names of your friends, or movies you like, or swear words, or whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. It will be limited, yeah. I mean, you can't make it endless. We haven't decided actually how many custom teams there will be. There's 20 in there at the moment. We may make it, we could make it much more than that. So, yeah, but people can edit their own teams, have some fun, and eventually you'll be able to make your own team badges and stuff. But that's going to be much later. We've got a lot of features to handle. We've got really amazing online play that's really fast actually. But getting that kind of thing absolutely right, and lobbying systems and stuff like that is quite complex. That comes before editing badges on a custom team. Yeah, I think 20 minimum. Well, I mean, eventually, we haven't done that part yet. So we haven't done the part where you're editing data. You can also edit the names of the actual real teams, because the game's got so many teams. We've got 830 teams and 30,000 players. And we've got to make that data editable. It's not licensed data, so we've got to make it editable for players so they can edit it themselves. And that's something we've not done yet, but we obviously have to do that either at early access or just very shortly into early access so people can edit stuff. Editing badges and kits is a bit more complicated, so they'll come a little bit later. There's a number of features to add as we go through. You will be able to, in the middle of early access, create your own tournaments. So you're up to 8 players playing either online or offline to make your own league, your own cup. And for 3 guys, for 4 guys, for 6, for 8, for 2, doesn't really matter to customize. So there's friendly mode. And then we have what we call world mode. So world mode is, this is all unfinished stuff, by the way. This is a preview of menus which are going to change. So as long as everyone understands this. But basically you have a manager character, and the idea is that in order to enter the different trophies from around the world, you need to make sure you're good enough. Now you're actually playing all the games with your controller, you're not just managing them, but we have the manager to symbolise this. So at the low level we'll have like things like the Australian Cup and the Chinese Cup, English 5th Division, Scottish 2nd Division, which is really not very good, German League 3, and even the Oceania Nations Cup. So if you're in the Oceania Nations Cup, your managers offer jobs for teams like Papua New Guinea or Fiji, Even if he tries to get a job with New Zealand, he'll be told you're not good enough. These are really low level, but when we get up to near the top of the game, you'll be managing, you'll be managing in competitions like the English FA Cup and then the Italian League, like our version of what the Bundesliga is, La Liga, our Champions League in the World Cup. So you can see, obviously, if you go to here, the teams are a lot better than the ones we just saw down in the Oceania Nations Cup. So over time, your manager upgrades himself. We can see, like, if you win the French Cup, you're upgrading your guy by 8 tokens. So slowly he's going from level 1 to level 500. And you can also see, when we look here, the amount of matches each competition is. There's 38 matches in this one. There's 13 matches in this. So there's a variety of different length of competitions and different quality. In the middle here, you have something like the Brazilian Cup, the Korean League. These are mid-level competitions. So this means that you're playing with your manager to upgrade and win 67 sparkling, beautiful trophies like these, okay? It means you've got overall 100-hour minimum campaign mode for single player offline, okay? And then what we'll be doing beyond this through early access is we've got another like online league, which is kind of a little bit like Ultimate Team in a way. So I can show you, and this is a totally ugly mock-up, but I can show you, we have, if I choose Barcelona now in the Spanish Cup, and this is very ugly early menus, but our players are player cards. So we have like this is a tactics menu, but it's also, and there's not enough subs here, in case you're wondering why there's 3 subs. We also have an online league mode where you have collectible cards, where you choose one of, say if you've chosen Barcelona, you're representing Barcelona, but you start off with like loads of pretty bad players from, all our special players from Greenland and Vatican City can suddenly be playing for Barcelona, which is fun. And then you slowly go through the game, upgrade your team, you get more cards, get better players, and you go collecting, eventually collecting the real Barcelona team and other players on the way. So it's a big card collection. It's 30,000 cards to collect in our game. So you're constantly collecting cards, swapping like 5 bad cards for 1 good card, you know, using some Japanese striker you just discovered from when you were in the world mode and you were managing, I don't know, Grumpus. You know, you suddenly discover a great striker, and now we can give him to you to play for Barcelona, or if it was Dinamo Zagreb or something, you know, it doesn't really matter. So this is the game basically has loads of friendlies for fun, online and offline. It has a world mode where you're collecting trophies, and then it has online leagues where you're collecting cards. It's kind of it. That's it. Oh, it's tactics as well. It's working. Look, tactics is working. So you can see you can change the mentality. I didn't even know this was in the game, because this is a new build every few hours we're changing the game right now. So now you can see that you can change the backline, the set pieces, and all this kind of stuff, which is actually really cool. The team have done this. Oh my God, I mean, at the moment we have 1 stadium and we only have 1 pitch and 1 lot of sky, but we can change pitches, we can change skyboxes, and yeah, it would be nice to have stadiums where if it's a bigger club, the stadium's bigger. We do have recolorable stadiums, so the seating changes colour for the club, the fans in the audience change colour, and over time we can change stadiums, but for early access launch, there's going to be 1 stadium. That is very much the kind of thing we add over time. You can see we've got here Dinamo Zagreb versus Cernoveli, where we're going to kick off and show the game. The classic Croatia versus Serbia grudge club match, like early UEFA Cup thing. Okay, so we're off. So the game is about 90% finished at the moment. There's a bunch of animation missing. There's some AI that's not finished. But you get a good idea of what's happening in the game here. We're up already. Yeah, the players are still going through the net, stuff like that's not fixed yet. Occasionally the goalkeeper turns his back entirely to the ball, which is a bug. Okay, come on. Yeah, it's a good tackle. Ah, nearly 2-0. Terrible. So the game's pretty fast. I mean, people who are only used to seeing FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer for years will probably be scared by the speed of this, but actually under the engine it's kind of similar speed to Sensible Soccer, but it's kind of a hybrid of Sensible Soccer and FIFA basically. No, my defenders run out. No way. And you can also press to change your formation at any time. You can just press the button here. And we can also show for the second half another camera angle. This is more like a classic top-down cam. So. Red cards. See, look, the animation's not finished as he's walking backwards. This is special, not quite finished mode. And also you can see here, if I press the button, my formation is changing. You can see the guys running around the pitch. So if you just press any of the shoulder buttons, the shoulders, yep. So. But he's still gonna like defend, it doesn't matter about the formation. See the goalkeeper turn around and put his back to the goal. This is classic animation bug at the moment. Oh, come on. Yeah, you can curl the ball. You can chip it like this. See? A little chip, a little bit of curve. Over the goalkeeper, and there we go. That's 3-0. And the goalkeeper's like arguing with the defender. Sorry, that was not very friendly. Okay, so this gives you a view of the game, how it works and looks. For the rest of this year, we'll just be putting features out regularly towards the end of the year. By the end of the year, we should be almost on the full version, with a bit of luck. And once we get full, then we can take it cross-platform. So we have early versions in the office working on Xbox, on Nintendo Switch, on mobile, on Gear VR, on HTC Vive, on Oculus. All these different platforms are supported. And actually, technically, we can play any platform versus any other platform. So there's no reason why you couldn't play Nintendo Switch versus Gear VR. You know, whether Nintendo would allow us to do that, I don't know. But I mean, we've been playing around with PC versus iOS, for example. We played that from England to Finland online, and actually it was pretty cool. And actually, I managed to beat my friend on PC. I had the mobile, and I managed to win. So we normally, you know, you can equalise these things to a degree. Some people might only want to play the same platform. That's cool. We can allow that, or you can open it up. But what we're trying to do is explore very easy to access game. We've done about 12 trade shows around Europe now. We know that young children find our game easy to play, easier than games like FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer. They're really good simulations, but they're quite complicated for younger people. So younger people find it easier to pick up and play. It's actually a very skillful game, so it's quite hard to master. But that accessibility is cross-platform. Any platform can play any other platform. You can play on your own against AI. You know, we've got 100-hour single-player mode of traveling the world, playing with your manager. We've got playing against your friends on the couch with some pizza and a beer. You know, you can play with your son. You know, you can play with your friends online or guys you don't know online anywhere. So with any platform. So it's this kind of flexibility which I think is the strength of the game. So you've got at the heart of it an engine which anyone who's played Sensible Soccer will be familiar with the kind of feeling of the game, the pace of it. It has some of the speed and the feeling of Sensible Soccer, but the presentation, the graphics, some of the camera angles, the controls, they're more like FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer because nowadays that's what people are used to playing. So we're trying to combine the strengths of old and new, and as always when you're making a new game, you've got to go with very modern technology. You know, this is a Unity-powered game and we're using it as much as we can. Hi everybody who watches VGA. I want you guys to check out our new game. It's called Sociable Soccer. You can see here. It's a new cross-platform game that's going to sweep across the world. Cheers.